whatever cultural milieu they want. There's not a lot of pressure for them to assimilate. And
do it.
This country. What with you,
waterboard
taking the most hard
analysis, all part of our can't miss midday lineup tomorrow.
Presidential candidates pitching themselves as strong on national security after yesterday's horrific terrorist attacks in Belgium, with Trump and Cruz taking the most hardline positions. Take a look.
I would close up our borders to people until we figure out what is going on. Frankly, the waterboarding, if it was up to me, and if we change the laws or have the laws, waterboarding would be fine.
As president, I will utterly destroy ISIS. We will use overwhelming air power, carpet bomb them into oblivion.
Joining me now, Mike Baker is a former CIA covert operations officer and president of Diligence LLC, a global intelligence and security firm for all your global intelligence and security needs. Bryan Suits is also with me tonight, an Iraq combat veteran and KFI AM 640 radio host in Los Angeles. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, so Baker, I'm going to start with you. They talk about waterboarding, they talk about building walls, they talk about patrolling Muslim neighborhoods, and you say that those are not necessarily the best practical solutions to thwart a terrorist attack in this country. What is the best plan?
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, it does no good to you go into hypotheticals. You know, we're not going to walk the dog back and get back into enhanced interrogation techniques. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to build a wall. That's not going to happen. We're not going to stop all Muslims from coming in here. So all of that needs to be set aside. And as you point out, focus on what's operationally effective. And the unsatisfying answer, frankly, which is why the political candidates don't go to it, is we need to do what we're doing and do it in a more, efficient and increasingly more effective way. So you've got the hard, heavy lift of intelligence operations, of developing sources. You've got the very difficult, constant, methodical, step-by-step investigative process, technical collections, communications collections, which become increasingly difficult in the world of encryption. You've got the hard work of dealing with our liaison partners. You've got the very difficult slog of trying to take away the territory in Iraq and Syria. All these things, and on top of that, you've got to continue to try to do the Muslim community outreach. And that's not for touchy-feely reasons. That's because it's operationally effective.
Yeah.
We've got to try to develop better communication and trust within the Muslim communities. All those things running concurrently, That's what we need to be doing.
No, and that's a good point, because when you talk about patrolling neighborhoods, you can certainly alienate a lot of people whose help you will need if you are going to find potential terrorists in their neighborhood who are radicalizing, self-radicalizing.
That's correct.
But, Suits, I want to ask you, because Iraq and Syria are clearly these magnets for European Muslims, more than American Muslims, to go over and radicalize. What is it about the European Muslims that make the Middle East more of a potential place to fight for them?
Well, they don't feel like they have to assimilate. They're told that they can continue in whatever cultural milieu they want. There's not a lot of pressure for them to assimilate. And when they become teenagers, they rebel. And that's why, for instance, Belgium has the highest per capita ISIS membership of any other European nation. And now that ISIS is finally feeling pressure, some of these guys are coming home. The Belgians tracked 85 guys who came back to the Molenbeek neighborhood. They don't know where they are right now. The president of Turkey, Erdogan, just released that one of the two suicide bombers was detained in Turkey and deported back to Belgium. So it would be nice if the Belgians gave their brain a chance on this. But this is where the U.S. has an inherent advantage, and that is Muslims have done very well here. They have a really good thing going here. Their median income is higher than average Americans. They're doing very well. They know that. And they know that assimilation is a key. Speaking English is a key. And anyone can come here and be an American. I can't move to Italy and become Italian. Or I can't move to France and be French. So we do have that inherent advantage. And like Mike was saying, it is really key to let those communities know that they're part of security. They're a key part, a keystone to security.
All right. And is ISIS directly responsible for these attacks, Mike?
Well, Muslim extremists are directly responsible for this attack, and that takes the form right now of the most efficient element within the Muslim extremist community, which is the Islamic State. But we have to remember that this is under the umbrella of that is Boko Haram and Shabab and all the others. Yes, this is a network problem. This is a large network of sympathizers, supporters, support assets, operators that exist within these communities in Belgium, France, Germany, and elsewhere. And ISIS, because they've got that territory, they've got that caliphate, they've had increasing amounts of success in drawing in new recruits because they can talk about this territory that they've got. And they've got a support structure already in place that's been built up over the years in neighborhoods like Molenbeek, as was just pointed out.
All right, very good. Mike and Bryan, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Much more to discuss. Coming up, Shepard Smith joins me from Belgium. He has the view from the ground like only Shep can provide.